All right, let's talk about something. A reflex that is so common, you might not even realize it's kind of running your life. It's this, silent instinct that has a huge impact on how you move through the world. And honestly, it might be the real reason you find yourself apologizing just for existing.
Okay, picture this. You're just standing there minding your own business and someone, out of nowhere, just barrels right into you. And before you can even think, what happens? The words just tumble out of your mouth, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But why? I mean, it feels like we're just being polite, right? But what if it's something way, way deeper than that?
And see, that's the crucial point right there. This isn't just about good manners. For so many of us, that automatic "I'm sorry" is actually a really deep-seated defensive reflex. It's a signal, a sign that some kind of protective mechanism is kicking into gear just under the surface. So, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to look beyond the two survival responses that everybody knows, right? Fight or flight. Well, it turns out there's another one, a hidden response that almost nobody talks about. And honestly, it explains everything.
This response, it's called fawning. And what it is a trauma response where you automatically, just instinctively prioritize someone else's needs and feelings over your own. And the goal? What's the point? It's simple, to avoid conflict at all costs. It's a survival strategy, pure and simple, one that's designed to keep you safe by making sure everyone else is happy.
So, here's the key difference, right? Think about it. Fight or flight is all about confronting a threat head-on or running away from it. But fawning is totally different. It's about neutralizing the threat by appeasing it. Instead of fighting or running, your gut instinct is to become helpful, to be agreeable, to make yourself completely and utterly non-threatening.
So you might be thinking, okay, where does a reflex like this even come from? Because we're definitely not born with it. It's a learned behavior. And it almost always develops in environments where, for whatever reason, we just didn't feel safe enough to be our real selves.
You know that phrase, walking on eggshells? Man, it perfectly captures it. If you grew up in a situation where you constantly had to read the room, to check the emotional temperature, to avoid, an outburst or someone's disapproval, well, you learned to adapt fast because your survival literally depended.
And listen, this is so important to understand. This reflex isn't a character flaw, it was a solution. You learned, very smartly, that the best way to stay safe was to make yourself as small and as agreeable as you possibly could. In a way, it was a brilliant adaptation to get through a really tough environment.
But, and this is a big but, here's the problem. That survival strategy, the one that was so absolutely necessary back then, it can come with a really high price tag in your adult life. The very thing that kept you safe in the past can actually be the thing that's holding you back now.
So what does this actually look like, day to day? Well, it's things like agreeing with opinions you don't actually believe in. It's saying yes to one more thing when you're already completely swamped. And maybe the biggest one of all. It's this pattern of minimizing your own existence just to manage somebody else's feelings.
And the ultimate cost of constantly fawning is, it's that you start to lose touch with yourself. You spend so much time, so much energy trying to anticipate and meet everyone else's needs that you kind of forget that you even have them. You forget that you have a right to your own opinions, your own time, your own space.
Okay, now if any of this is hitting home for you, I want to be super clear about something. There is absolutely hope. You are not stuck with this reflex forever. And the path forward, it's actually a lot simpler than you might think.
So what's that first step? What do you do? Well, it's not about suddenly trying to become more confrontational or aggressive. Nope, it's something much, much simpler, way more fundamental.
It's this. Just recognizing it. That's it. Recognizing the pattern. The next time you feel that automatic "I'm sorry" starting to come up, just for a second, pause and notice it. You can even give it a name in your head like, there it is. That's the fawning reflex. That tiny, tiny moment of awareness, that is everything. It's the very beginning of taking back your space.
Which really brings us to the most important thing to take away from all of this. You have a right to take up space. You have a right to exist without constantly apologizing for it. So please remember this. You do not owe the world an apology for simply being here.